Hello, my name is Jamie Rogers from your Leadership 4400 class online with Colonel Shannon, and today I'm here to talk to you about a few leadership and followership observations from the film Remember the Titans. And this is a film that I'd always heard about, but I didn't realize how much of a film about leadership it was until I took it in my first leadership course, Leadership 1100. So today I'm just going to talk about the core leadership styles of both Coach Boone and Coach Yost, what leadership styles I would like to emulate, different, well, excuse me, a leadership and followership situation, and some of the organizational and cultural concerns that the leaders addressed during the movie um, to move the organization toward a desired level of change. To start off, I want to talk about Coach Boone. Coach Boone was an authoritative leader. He actually said in the movie that this is a dictatorship and I am the law. This type of leader is the head. He makes all the decisions, and the subordinates really have no say. They just do what the leader says. He was pushed, but he remained respectful within the situation that he was put into, and I'll talk about that a little bit later. But his mission was always very clear, and that was that he wanted to win games, even though he was an outsider, coming into all-white coaching staff. He was the only black guy, and he just made it very clear, I'm here to win games, and you will respect me. Coach Yost, on the other hand, he had a very participative leadership style. He cared about his players and wanted them involved in the decision-making process. He always heard them out and had their help when it came to getting stuff done. He didn't totally make all the decisions. They had a say. If I had to choose either of their leadership styles to emulate, in this particular situation, I feel that I would want to be the authoritative leader that Coach Boone was, just because the situation that he came into, you know, in a time where schools were just now beginning to integrate. There was a lot going on, a lot of racial issues going on, and we saw that the players were not interested in getting to know each other. They wanted to remain segregated. They thought it was better that way. And I feel that Coach Boone's, I hate to say, tough, his tough demeanor is what got through to the players. They realized that he wasn't playing any games and that he came for a job and he was going to get that done. But I also liked that Coach Yost involved his players in decision making, and you could tell that he genuinely cared for the players. But this was because Coach Yost was actually a part of this community, and he had formed these bonds with these players. And as I said before, Coach Boone was an outsider. So for this particular situation, I would definitely want to emulate Coach Boone's leadership style, but any other time or in a different situation, I would much rather prefer Coach Yost because, as I've said before, it's always good to have more ideas or suggestions when you're working with a group, and I feel that with an authoritarian leadership style, you are making all the decisions and you're just telling them this is how it's going to be. But with the participative leadership style, you're kind of asking questions. What do you think about this? What best works for you? A leader and followership situation, according to Kelly's followership model, I would say that the followers in Remember the Titans, the players, were alienated followers. And these are followers that are negative. They question the leader. They view themselves as leaders and are critical of the leader and other members. And we saw this on both sides, the white side of the players and the black side, and they actually had their own two unofficial leaders, but as I said before, they were not interested in integrating. They felt that they should have stayed how they were, you know, whites playing together, blacks playing together, and they weren't interested in trying to work toward working together at all. Some of the organizational cultural concerns the leaders addressed to move the organization toward the level of desired change. Race definitely played a huge part in the movie. That's all the movie was about. It even started with a riot after a white store owner had killed a black person after the state-imposed segregation had ended. And then Coach Boone joined the all-white coaching staff. So throughout the movie, Boone actually has to overcome racism within the team, you know, having black players and white players, and he had to overcome racism in the coaching staff because he was the only black man walking into an all-white coaching staff, and the community because when Boone came in, of course, the white community members were upset, but the black community members looked at him as a symbol, you know, of hope and strength and some change in the community. So to conclude, I have talked to you about the core leadership styles of both Coach Boone and Yost. What leadership styles that I would like to emulate, which I said was Coach Boone's in this particular situation, and Coach Yost if the situation was not as intense as this one. I described the leadership follower situation and talked to you a little bit about the alienated followers. And I discussed some of the organizational and cultural concerns that affected both the leaders and the team as they work toward their level of change. This concludes my briefing. Thank you for your time.